Hello, my fellow co-creators. This is Thaddeaus here,
And Darius.
and today we will be presenting our podcast by the name of
What is your resistance?
Enjoy. Boom, and we begin.
So today we're talking about resistance and what resistance means to us as a spiritual people.
Random people things.
Yes. So yeah, I was before we started, I was inquiring how we were defining resistance, and Thaddeus was saying what?
I was saying resistance is, for example, when I used to talk and share about my personal journey, I've had people who would say like my guides were demons, or I need to be in the church, or
Your spirit guides were demons.
yes, I got stuff like that. Jesus is the only way. And the other stuff you're talking about is not the way.
And I'm asking about resistance, but what comes to mind is that whose resistance is this? Is it yours resistance or is it theirs? Because what they're doing is they're kind of they're actually being offended by your beliefs.
Right.
You're not necessarily saying, "Hey, this is how you got to feel," but you're saying what you believe, and they're being offended by it, and they're protracting their fear towards you.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of in a way their resistance, and which is, do you think you could define that as resistance?
I would say, yes, that's one part of resistance from an outside force, but there was a part of me in my earlier spiritual days where I did resist Christianity like strongly.
Ah.
So it was like a bit of a...
And how would you differentiate between the resistance of someone else projecting their fears towards you and you not wanting to participate in a religion that you didn't deem fitting for your beliefs?
Well, to differentiate it is that from their point, the minute I said something, they quote unquote attacked me for it, but they're supposed to be non-judgmental and accepting.
Yes.
So I went through that whole phase with them. They can say Jesus all day, bless you, all like Jesus is Lord, all that all day, but the minute you say something else, you're all wrong. So that led to the resistance on my end that I was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. So then that led me to understand more of the lies that have been said about their religion. So the minute they would say, oh, Jesus is this, I'm like, actually, no, the name's not even Jesus. And I would kind of attack them with it and destroy their asses with their own beliefs and stuff. And it left them, whatever. So when I found out someone was Christian, I was like, oh, no, I need to fuck with you. Sorry, just stay your ass over there.
So this resistance kind of built momentum, and it became from their resistance to your own, because you kind of took this idea of what they wanted you to believe, and you kind of attacked it when it was presented towards you, and you just immediately shut it down.
Shut it down.
So that kind of built this foundation of resistance for you, kind of being spiritual and understanding that the default emotion is love. So because you're attacking this belief you don't agree with, you're going against something you innately feel, because what you were doing before is trying to evolve spiritually speaking.
Right.
And that evolution technically would have took you down a right of understanding and a right of accepting all beliefs.
Right.
So I think we should define that as resistance. The fact that resistance can be defined as momentum from one person's belief to another. It can go against something that I believe in. It can go against something that you believe in. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, and it causes a negative emotion to me, that's resistance. Both of our resistance.
Yeah.
Anything that goes against love is resistance. Let's put it like that. Because like I said, our natural default is love.
Mm-hmm.
So in your midst of finding love, you found fear. Well, I don't know about fear, but resistance first. Basically, you found everything but love, and took to find love.
I experienced the opposite end, and then I found the love end, and I just stayed there. I was just like, I don't got time for all that. So I left that over there, and I stopped the whole resistance because I know vibrationally, if I kept that up, I was going to attract those who kept trying to come at me. So I was like, they're supposed to be accepting, but I'm like, let me start with me first. I'm going to be accepting. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. You believe in hell, I don't. You believe in this devil more than your God, but we going to leave that to you. I'm going to stick with what I do, and I'm going to vibrate right. And then since then it dissolved a lot of that
Okay.
fighting.
And what type of resistance do you have in your life today? Consider you now have this broader perspective. You now know to be willing to at least hear someone's point of view. You don't got to care anything past that. You should at least listen to it. You don't got to do that, but you know. So what type of resistance are you encountering now with this broader perspective? Is this broader perspective fully developed? Is it something you're still working on?
I could say it's fully developed because, I mean, that's a good question, but nothing comes to mind of something that I resist because I've learned that when I resisted something, there's a lesson in that. So, no, I don't have a resistance to anything. Like, to this day, I still talk to some friends who are strongly Christian. I talk to some friends who are other stuff I can't think of.
Okay, so these resistances are, you're referring to the ones of your past, religion, and so forth.
Yeah.
What about just anything, any kind of resistance? Like, is there something in your life? Do you have people in your life you don't like or annoy the hell out of you? Because that is resistance. You know, so that's what I'm getting at. Like, is there anyone, like, let's get to that, who in your life you don't necessarily mesh with well all the time? Because I for sure can think of a few people, even though I have this broader perspective of what resistance is and what we are, it still kind of gets at me.
I think the only person I can honestly think of, and to be dead honest, is if we're coming from the point of can't say that person because I can't mesh with that person. It's,
you don't have to mention names. You just mention energy. We'll know.
Alright. I'm trying to think because I mean these people I can mesh with. There are some people who I just don't mix with, but it's just vibrationally they're just not. We're just not there vibrationally. Just cancel. Not even cancel each other out. It just doesn't go that far. Resistance. I'm really trying to think of an energy. I can give a recent one that I did have, but I got over it. Does that help?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So there is this couple at my job, and they. When I was serving them, they annoyed the hell out of me. I'm just like, they're an old couple, but they do shit like kids. Like the lady always asks for the wrong thing, and I have to say, "Do you mean this?" Then the guy always drops something like a child. I'm just like, come on. So that built up resistance to the point where as soon as they came in, I was like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm not serving them. So I immediately gave them, even if it was my turn, I'm like, no. But because I had that resistance towards them, I was like, I'm aware that they are like a child. So I'm aware of that, and it ain't no trying to change that. So let me just come at it from a perspective of like a grandparent or a mom or a dad who knows that they're a child. So what I did was I just treated them like a child, but in a respectful way. Like I was very attentive to them.
You took them what they were for, and you didn't try to change them. You didn't allow your own personal vendetta to alter how you saw them as. You basically applied your broader perspective.
Right.
It is very easy to just fall into depth of resistance.
Right.
Nice. That's, I think, it's a takeaway for those who are listening. Look, step back for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for people who are listening, family members, it's a very easy resistance-filled life because I can relate. I love my siblings, I love my family, but I want to hurt each other fucking face off sometimes.
Right.
And it just happens.
Yeah.
But what we should do, what I should do, is really take the broad perspective and look just from my outside in. Okay, I know what kind of energy this person has. How can I accommodate that? How can I accommodate me while being around that energy? Because while accommodating me, they'll feel better as well. Because I'm not going to our energy won't tussle about. It'll actually mesh well. And I'm in a better place. I'm not adding to that negative momentum of their resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just about taking that broad perspective we had as spiritualists and applying it to these situations that we create ourselves.
Pretty much.
Right? Because that's really everything. I want to keep going back to this. Thaddeus knows on and off this podcast, that's all I do all the time. We create our realities. That's like my go-to. Like, this is the fact that we're experiencing this. Our fault. There's power in that. Yeah. And it starts with understanding that power. Because you can't have a proper perspective without knowing that perspective comes from a place of power.
Right.
The power to create the situation you're currently experiencing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Definitely true.
Yes.
You're right. You definitely right about the family thing. I think if you can get past the family, you can kind of get
Very
past
true.
everyone.
Anything. So true. Yeah.
take the family as practice because there, like you said, there is certain family members. It's not anymore, except maybe like one in particular. But I know how to handle that. My choice is just like I'm just leaving that alone. But it's like you said. I even tell people at my job, my fellow coworkers, I'm like, you already know how it's going to be. You already know this person's going to come in here. You already know that there's no point even getting emotionally attached. There's no point in getting pissed because you know, you're aware. Just accommodate or come at it from a higher perspective and just go about your day, and it's just going to be so much better for you. Don't try to get so emotionally involved. Since you know how this person is, don't try to change them because it's just going to be wasting your time. But if you can get past family, legit, you're good. You're good. Anybody can come up and literally you'll find also there's people who remind you of family, like, okay, I know exactly how to handle this motherfucker. Like, okay, be patient. Instead of telling them what to do, maybe ask them a question like, I seen you did this. You ever thought of trying it this way? No, I never did. Yeah, I did this and it worked. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to try that. Instead of like, usually like, okay, this bitch is stupid. Like, it's just simple. Like, some people don't learn that way. So you have to like go with how their energy is and respond in that way. But
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it starts with understanding who you are first. Because
Right.
you have to understand what about them is annoying you.
Right.
And that starts with you. Because you create that switch of annoyance. So what in you are you annoyed by? What are you, I hate when people do this. I don't like when people do that. Because what you're doing is you're acting this pull. And this pull is being picked up by the universe.
Yeah.
And the universe is placing these people with those traits in your life. And you're going to notice the ones that annoy you immediately. So it starts with recognizing the annoyances within yourself.
Yeah.
And then what you need to do is understand how to approach that annoyance. So step one, recognize. Step two, approach. How can one approach it?
Yeah.
Like you said, are we instead of making statements,
Yeah.
are we inquiring while already knowing the answer? Are we suggesting in the meantime? Are we ignoring and just smiling and or not even smiling, just nodding our head and be polite?
Yeah.
It starts with that, truly.
Yeah.
And what you notice very quickly, is that these people will start to these personality traits will start to disappear from your life.
Yeah.
Because it's the people, yes, but what you're doing is you're creating certain sides of them to come out. You're interacting with certain sides of them. Because there's certain sides of them that you can actually enjoy.
Yeah.
So something else you can do. So maybe step three is notice a part that you actually like about them.
Yeah.
Maybe even something very small like their hair, or their t-shirt, their shoes.
Yeah.
Their laughter is hilarious. Their laughter makes you laugh.
Yeah.
You hate that person, like 99.9% of that person you hate, but the laughter you love.
Yeah.
Focus on the laughter.
Yeah. Definitely right. And honestly, as you were saying all that, you reminded me of something that that happened to me actually earlier in my journey to be actually who I am. This was a significant shift. This was a few years ago. I can't say this individual's name, but we'll just say his name starts with a D.
Oh,
And
okay. The good old D is good.
What?
D is great,
Conceited. Sorry, conceited.
Conceited.
Sorry,
You
Darius.
just suggesting.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Whatever.
Go ahead. Oh,
So his name starts with a D, but at the time I was in my journey. That was actually kind of during my resistance phase with the whole Christianity thing. Blah, 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 blah. I was surrounded by a bunch of Christians. Go figure. And this individual, he basically, I was like a target for him. I was doing my thing, in the higher realms with my spirit guides, and just doing my spiritual thing. And he just would come at me like, with Bible stuff, and I was just like, okay, let me breathe, because it was something about his energy that irked me.
Oh, I know. I can think something like that too.
Beyond irk, I wanted,
fuck you up.
I wanted to go dark mode.
Let's
Yeah,
get it. I hear you.
exactly. So I was just like, he's always coming to me. I'm like, why did this shock keep coming? Like, I don't even like this. Like, there's a point, and I'm be dead on. There's a point I'm like, if he just gets struck by lightning right now, I would be so happy. Like, something. So he irked me to that degree. But it took a long time for me to accept that perspective that I always knew. If there's something bothering you that, you need to see what that is. But I was like, no, it's not me, it's him. I'm like, it ain't me, it's definitely him. But this is an important part here for those who may be experiencing that or may be currently experiencing that is what I found, and this is the hard part, was when I said, you know what, that let's stop for a minute. Let's self-analyze. And that's a big key. Let's stop and self-analyze. Why is this person bothering me? Like, what is it that I can't say? And I just started to name everything that that he irked me. And then I just sat there and I was like, is any of that in me some way, somehow? And what I came to find was that just as he kept coming at me with his Christianity stuff, I was in a way doing that with spiritual stuff and other people. And I was like, hell no. Like, wow, I did not know that. So when I came, right? I was like, that was a moment. You know, I had to be get in my big boy pants and like, damn, okay, that's true. I didn't know that, but the universe was like, he was literally the mirror of me, but in the whole Christianity sense, but still the mirror of me. So when I discovered that he was my mirror, literally instantly, once I got what I needed to know, instantly, the next day he was a completely different person towards me. I got what I needed. And he would come talk to me, and I'm like, you know, I understand you, bro. It was as if like it was a big shift in our relationship. I did not strongly, highly dislike him. I didn't want to get him back. I was like, you know, I'm very appreciative. I couldn't tell him that because he's like real conceited and shit. So I couldn't tell him that. But I told him thank you at one point. I was like, you know, thank you for being you. That's as far as I can do with him. But then the relationship changed and progressed, and I noticed that he kind of was serving me as being a mirror. And I would learn honestly, because of him, I am more responsive when certain things like that may arise from other people that may hurt me. And I'm like, okay, I remember I went through this already. What is it? I immediately, I don't even go crazy. I immediately like, okay, what is it that's bothering me? Why is it that I don't like them? How is this in me? I figured out, boom, situation changed. Immediately, me and this person who just irked me like 10 minutes ago, we all buddy, and we talking. It's like perfect. So I learned on my journey is that when there are people who are really like bothering you to an extreme degree, or you highly dislike, or there's people that you just somehow can't get away from, there's a reason in there. It's like the universe is like saying, hello, there's something you need to know about yourself. I'm setting it right here in front of you, and when you get it, it's like everything changes immediately. And I can honestly say immediately, like for me, let me say that for me. It was immediate results for me once I noticed that, because my vibration towards them changed. Therefore, they changed in my eyes, and therefore our relationship was better. And it was just like, damn, thank you for being that asshole that I need you to be, because I found that I was an asshole in some area of my life, and I didn't want that anymore. Fixed it, changed it, and everything has been good. So when you were saying all of that earlier, that's what that reminded me of. I'm like, that's a very powerful moment in my spiritual journey, because without that individual, without those feelings that I had, I don't think I would still, I don't think to this day I would be as responsive and know those lessons to this day if it wasn't for that individual. So I thank you, D, out there. Like, yeah.
Thank you, D.
Yeah, I can't say his name.
Was it a good D?
Really?
It was a D. So I know that someone's listening and they feel like, fuck, I have so much work to do. But you're always going to have quote unquote work to do. Don't make it work. Make it like a fun kind of game, because there's always something to learn, always something to grow from, et cetera, and so forth.
Yeah. I definitely.
So it kind of makes it goes full circle. Yes.
I agree with you. I agree with you, because one thing I've learned is that with the whole resistance, which is I learned it is very much needed. Even with certain individuals who become great friends of mine, if it wasn't for them and their different types of personalities, I wouldn't become who I am today. And I'm gonna say my true personality, because I grew up with a default personality that wasn't all of me until I discovered, different types. Like, for example, I can be very chill and relaxed, and I met people who were the complete opposite. my mentor in business, he was laid back, but he had an intensity as well. He was a very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like that leadership person, like the first to doing action, the first to being applying, all types of stuff. And it was different. I was just like, he works at a completely different pace than me. There's other people who were the life of the damn party. Like they were talk, and more talk, and let's talk about me more talk. And I was just like, okay, yeah, no. And then there were some people who were just like very private and quiet. And you was like, hey, how's it going? Fine. Like, okay. Like, all right, obviously you want to talk. So all these different types of people, it kind of, the resistance based on how I was, it helped me like, okay, I get that this person's private. I'm kind of private myself, so I understand that this person talk. I can be very talkative on a subject that I'm super excited about. And so I would learn like, okay, they have it really extreme, but I kind of got that side in me. So it allowed me to explore more of that and get to know myself more. But the resistance that I had first was the unfavorable one. And then it was the dissecting and understanding. Like, okay, I got a little bit of that in myself. So I would say if you didn't have the resistance yet, you wouldn't grow. You would stay still. You really wouldn't be moving on. So you kind of need that opposite force to kind of get you going. And really, to be honest with you, I think now that, because you asked me the question about resistance earlier, I think there is one, but I guess I don't pay it no attention. But just thinking about it, is that resistance just to not be average, and that resistance to operate below my means, below who I am. Like, I have seen other people who, let me give you an example. Like, you have two type of people in a sense. You have the one who says, oh, I want to do this. I have this dream to do this. I want to have this for my family. I want to do that. But they don't do shit. They talk about it and they don't do nothing, and they stay where they are. Then you have, a person who may say it, but they mostly show their action like, oh yeah, I want this for my family, but they are literally applying all the stuff they need to do. They're going, outside of their comfort zone. They're talking to people they never would have talked to, people that they didn't grow up with. So it's the difference of applying it and getting it done versus just talking about it and being average. Like most people say, oh well, if I had this, I would do that, or I see myself doing that, but I'm not. Like I never wanted to be that person. Like I knew there's a calling for myself, and the resistance of seeing other people who were like that is just like, yeah, no, that's not who I am. And I want to say because of them, they played a role in me to constantly be better and not be comfortable. Because I have seen people who are very comfortable. I've noticed the people who are, they always say the same phrase, and it just reminds me to keep going. It's like, oh man, how's it? You can hear when you ask people how they're doing. Oh man, how's it going? Oh bro, I'm just maintaining. Why you maintaining? Like,
very true.
Why don't be prosperous? But hey, that's my thoughts. So that works for me. Maybe that's what they're supposed to do. Leave it at that. Or people.
So do you think that's resistance? Why are you maintaining? Why are you doing? Do you think that's resistance?
For me, for who I am, I think that's a healthy resistance for me, because I don't want to be maintaining. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to be growing, prosperous, and evolving.
Maintaining. Okay, so if someone, let's say that person continues to maintain all their lives, it's going to be to a point where they're like, fuck, my entire life I've been doing the same shit. I'm ready for something else. Isn't that part of the growth we're discussing? Isn't that part of the evolution, the expansion that we all experience as divine creators?
That is.
It is, right? So
I would say yes.
I think getting rid of that kind of resistance is understanding that path will lead to his glory or her glory, if you think about it, because they're creating this foundation to grow from. All of these years of doing the same old shit, same old maintaining, will create that big of a leap for change and growth when the leap comes. And in time, it will come. Even whether it's not this lifetime or the next, it will come. It just it's who we are as the creator. It will come, guaranteed. So I think it's a good way to get rid of that resistance. But that's like more of a higher level resistance, which is fine. But I feel like there are listeners who have that sort of resistance. Oh, how do I not judge, but how do I remove myself from that person's path completely and just send support?
Yeah.
That's what we really should be doing. Like sending support. Oh, can you maintain it? Continue to maintain it. I hope to see you, maintain better tomorrow. Maintain more later.
Literally, in that response, I always say, okay, well, just what you said. I'll say something like that. Well, hope everything is, well for you. And me personally, I am like, okay, well, I hope much light and success to you. I always say that. That's just, in that case. And I know, for everybody, they may not see that as just for my personal journey is like I don't want to be maintaining. So that's a good, healthy, like, I see you, and it's just a reminder that's not what I want to do, but I still love you because you are serving a purpose. And yes, that could change for them, hopefully, and if not, maybe it's not for them, it's whatever. But not my journey to overview and look. But yeah, that's my take on that part. Yeah. What about you?
What about me as in what I'm resisting right now?
Yeah.
My family. Like I live with them right now and I don't want to. And I'm manifesting parts of their personalities I don't want to experience. They probably I don't care, whatever. My grandmother, for her, is control. If you know me, bitch, you ain't gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
It's just like if you know me, you know that Darius is like Darius is very loving, but Darius don't take no command from nobody.
Yeah.
Truly, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
My grandmother, she likes things like very by her standards at all the time. I'm like, bitch, calm down. We cool. I love you. But calm yours down.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what part of her is in me.
Yeah.
Is it the control of being free? Does it make sense? Like my very strong strictness with being free. Maybe because we're like something, because I'm obviously manifesting this side of her personality all the time. And they just try. Usually what I do for that is I kind of ignore her. Like I ignore, like I'll keep it brief. Like, hey, Gary, how are you? Done. No conversation. Because I don't want to, maybe that's what I should do. That's been working. But should I talk more to her? Should I interact more with her?
In that particular case, if I was stepping in your shoes, and if that is okay, jumping into your shoes, and your grandma is saying she wants stuff by the book, so then I would think, okay, so there's something in me that is like that.
Yes.
So then I would analyze, okay, what is it in me that's like that? Are you like that with people? Like you want people to do certain things for you a certain way by your standards? With your freedom, like is it a certain way by your? Maybe if it is your freedom, you want your freedom to be a certain way, but maybe that certain way may not be the best for your freedom. Maybe your freedom is bigger than what you are currently wanting it to be controlled into. So yes, I want my freedom like this, and maybe your freedom is like, it's too big to be in that. Maybe that could be something.
So how does one, does that make sense? And the fact that train is like, it was in cadence with what you're saying. The train was like, yes, nigga, yes, as you were speaking that, so that's okay, confirmation, done. But how does one counteract that?
As in, solve that?
Yes. How do I fix that issue?
Well, first thing is you need to fix that with yourself by allowing how your freedom for your highest good to come to you in the way that it needs to come to you instead of thinking it needs to be a certain way. So, however you meditate, however you talk to your higher self, whatnot, I would do that. I honestly would probably I would ask my higher self, give me more clarity on my freedom. This is what I wanted, and maybe I wanted a specific certain way, but maybe that doesn't work for me. So please give me a clarity on my freedom and how I should go about it. Okay. I think that's be the first step for you because you're getting from a higher part of you that knows all of this stuff, and it will give it to you what you need to do. And then once you do that, you'll get the clarity or whatnot that you need. And then when you see or recognize that in your grandmother, you're like, I remember blah blah blah. Then that will clear itself up in the way it needs to. But start with your higher self first and figure out how you need to get that clarity on that freedom. That's what I would do.
I can do that.
And something easy because you start with yourself and you talk to your higher self like that.
Yeah,
so
very true.
Yeah.
I see you. Okay.
Thank you.
Like that came full circle. I was like the teacher, now I'm the student. Look at that.
Look at that.
I'm still the teacher. Just so you know.
You're both. Teacher and student.
We all are. Yes.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah.
Thank you for that compliment. Though.
You're welcome.
It was like there was a little shade when it was a compliment too.
No, there was no shade. It
Okay.
was just truth. That was all it was.
Okay, that shit right there.
I know.
I
It was just truth.
know.
You admitted it.
Yes,
You know.
I concur.
Yeah,
Yes.
stay in your lane. That's all I'm saying. But
Whatever. Please. All right, I think it's a great way to end this podcast. We'll be back next Tuesday with another topic I can't think of right now, whatever. But yeah, Darius and Thaddeaus signing out. Why Did I Incarnate podcast.com. Oh yeah, we should talk like puzzle stuff, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Thaddeus, what do you do?
What do I do
Yes.
in my life?
Like
Thaddeus.
yeah, nigga, like what you do. like what is you have a business, correct?
Yes. Okay. A little bit more about the avatar of Thaddeus.
Okay.
Currently, I am a server at Tierra Condominium, which I'm working on removing that from my vibration. But besides that, my main focus is my business called Dynamic Spiritual Healings, and basically I do a lot of healings there. Right now, I'm working on T-shirts that has symbols that boost the chakras and whatnot, and making that available to people. So instead of people having to come to me, here's a symbol that will definitely amp up whatever you need, blah, blah, blah. There'll be more in the description when that comes out. That's my focus. I'm also doing a podcast with you. And then also there is a project that I'm working on, which is secret at the moment, but it will be revealed very soon.
So let's talk about it. A secret project, yeah.
It's a secret project.
This guy, jeez.
It's a secret. It's a baby now. So when it gets to where I can, people will definitely hear about it. I'll definitely be talking about it because it involves everybody, not just me. It involves everybody on this planet.
And as the recipient of his healings, I can definitely say they're dynamic and very authentic and very heartfelt comes to mind. But what's I want to very deep. They get down to the core of the issue. So dynamicspiritualhealings.com. You can purchase his healings there, and he also does great energy tune-ups as well for those who are interested. This is in the Palm Beach County area. And I'm also a business owner. I own my business name is intuitivechannelsareus.com. And I essentially teach people to intuitively channel a higher source of consciousness. So what I do is I contact your higher self, and I let you know, the physical you, what it is you're doing to block yourself from channeling, and then give you guidance step by step on what you can do. So yeah, you can subscribe to my newsletter that I post monthly, sometimes more if I feel like it, at intuitivechannelsarts.com. I have a YouTube channel with the same handle. I also have an Instagram page and whatnot, etc. and so forth. So yes.
Yes, he's awesome when it comes to channeling. He's always trying to get me to channel.
Yeah, because I do it, so I want to see someone else do it. I want to feel someone else's perspective on channeling. It's not as fun.
Right,
I mean, it's fun for me, but I want your perspective. You know?
Yeah, but he's awesome though.
Yeah, thank you.
He not only channels his guides, but he be channeling intergalactic beings. And
yes,
stuff,
but I'm pretty sure Beyonce wants to listen to other people's music, but Beyonce's like the shit, you know?
Right.
But she wants other people's music.
Right.
I want other people's music, version of channeling.
Right.
So if you're a channel, hit me up. We can do some things.
Right, yeah.
But
Because
yeah.
he's a master channeler, and I guess.
Whatever.
I've been learning from him.
All right, you guys, we're out. See you next Tuesday.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you all are fantastic beings and continuously create. Later.
Bye.